Welcome to you all in this again a special meeting announced for purely scientific presentation because we had a few days, 2 days back, we had this Shaktipat session, and in that Shaktipat session, a lot of experiences people had, and they wanted to know what is the scientific background. And many people have this about the misconceptions about yoga that it is just a feeling, and actually whether it happens or not we don't know. That is what they feel, that feel good factor is there, but we don't know scientifically exactly what happens. So we just felt that there should be a scientific presentation because already the research has been done. A modern man wants facts, modern man wants proofs. So we have already done research on 49 HB Nirmal Kriya and 6 step Nirmal Dhyan, not on one or two, on 53 volunteers had participated for 48 days Kriya research. Before and after readings, 48 days, day 1 before getting initiated, and after 48 days, 48th day after the Kriya. So those were two readings. At the same time, every day, before and after readings, on every day also. So we wanted to see how sustainable the changes are. That is what was the research. The doctors panel had participated in this research. In fact, the main doctors included Dr. Alpa Dalal, who is a pulmonary specialist in Jupiter Hospital, Thane, and a sleep lab doctor, Dr. Deshpande, who has 3 sleep labs here in US. So they were the main doctors who designed and conducted this research. And prior to that, a research was conducted on Guruji in Sultan Qaboos University, Oman. Because when he went there, it happened to be diabetes day, and a lot of people there are diabetic. And Guruji said that if you do this kriya, the diabetes goes off. And there are lots of things which can get corrected. So there happened to be a few doctors from Sultan Qaboos University, and they wanted to scientifically do research on this fact. So they asked Guruji, can you come to sleep lab and submit yourself for the research? And Guruji immediately agreed because he said yoga is a science, and even the involuntary, so-called involuntary systems which we have can be controlled by yoga, because it's the science of awareness development. As your awareness penetrates, even the involuntary systems no more remain involuntary. They come under full awareness and you can control that. Then they wanted to check all that. That is why a few of them came forward. Full night, 5 hours research was conducted on Guruji in sleep lab, where they had put the electrodes all over the body. So all that scientific presentation of Sultan Qaboos University, one, and second, the effect of kriyayoga, that is 49 healing breath Nirmal Kriya and 6 step Nirmal Dhyan on heart rate variability and brain. That is what was done, and both those you will be able to see today, the scientific facts. Interestingly, the point which had been taken in uh, heart rate variability and brain had not included certain points, but as a fact they found out so many interesting facts. The thing is, after doing kriya, there is an area which is called as Brodmann's area 37, which gets activated in the brain. Now what is this Brodmann's area 37? This area is the area of self-awareness. So in anesthesia, when anesthesia is given and a person goes unconscious, when he's becoming conscious, that is, he's becoming aware of himself, and at the same time he's becoming aware of the surrounding. At that time, this area gets activated. So surprisingly, after the kriya, the same thing was observed, that this area of self-awareness and awareness around that specific area gets activated after doing kriya. So we are entering into that was a proof that we enter into the field of awareness as we do kriya and meditation. So all these facts are there. you will be able to see all these things with scientific proofs. One more interesting research was conducted. That was long back, because we always conducted aura workshop also, kriya, aura, astral travel, and chakra. That was the sequence. So kriya yoga, once you start kriya, many of you experience that you start getting the ability of seeing aura. Many of you started seeing aura after the kriya. So the pranic dimension opens up. Once the pranic dimension opens up and you start getting control over the thought, you start having conscious astral travel. Astral travel everybody does at night, but it's unconscious astral travel. That is why when we come back to the body, we are not able to recollect what we experienced in astral travel during night. But as you start getting connected to pranic dimension and the thought awareness develops, astral dimension is governed by thought. So as thought awareness comes, you are able to recollect and you can have conscious astral travel. If you want to go to Rishiloka and learn from masters at night during astral travel, you can do so with this process. And fourth is seeing the chakras. The chakras open up. But can we see those chakras? Yes, a clairvoyant can see those chakras. So this clairvoyance ability develops. So in this sequence, we used to conduct the programs. So we had called one aura machine. Those days, the aura machines were getting developed. So we had called that setup, and we had done research in our center, Tao Center in Thane. That presentation also is included today. So very interesting things awaiting for all of you, and especially I think in a land like USA, where all the research developed and the yogic science was accepted as a science. In that land now, many people are getting interested in yoga. So this scientific presentation will definitely help all of you. And our friends from all over the world have joined. Few are from Malaysia, few are from Singapore, few are from Australia, US, India. So welcome to all of you. And let's get into the scientific presentation. A few questions have come on USA Om Prem Sangha also. So Guruji had promised all those seekers that your questions will be answered. So those questions also will be answered in today's session. So are you all set to go? Let's invite Guruji to get into the presentation.
Namaste to all of you, and very hearty welcome to this scientific presentation on yogic processes. Guruma has already given a very good preamble to this presentation, so without wasting the time, we will straight get into the presentation. Scientific research on kriyayoga, swarayoga, nada yoga, aura and chakra, and PVF and brain power. Okay, all these presentations are there right now. One by one, we will see. Okay, just give your attention. Those who have scientific background, I'm sure you will really enjoy a lot. Those who don't have scientific background, I'll make it as simple as possible so that everybody able to understand. Okay, this is August 2008. First time when I went to Sultan Qaboos University, there was a group of 100+ people, and most of them were doctors and scientists. So we had a public meeting in the evening in the Sultan Qaboos University, and I distributed my book, Science of Meditation, to everybody. And the first sentence of the book is, meditation is a state of no mind. And one 6 foot 4 inch tall European scientist, very arrogant in his nature, stood up and asked publicly to me, your first sentence in the book says meditation is a state of no mind. Have you experienced no mind? I said, yes. Can you prove it in laboratory? I said, yes. When? I said, whenever you decide. And the next day, we were in the laboratory together. So this is the setup that was given. Doctor was assigned. Particular person who was in charge of the setup was a Indian person from Rajasthan, Dr. Dipali Jaju. And this was the first experiment conducted on me. These are the instruments used. These are the different setups which need to be done. This was purely simplest possible experiment that time was on heart rate variability. So this is me getting ready for the experimentation. Controlling the heart, whether it is possible or not. Heart rate variability control is possible or not. That is what was the first experiment. Okay, so this is how the doctors have seen it on the screen. All different sorts of parameters are there. ECG, blood pressure, impedance, respiratory aspect, breathing aspect. Okay, all these things are there. I'll explain you what is it. These are the parameters which doctors are interested in for the scientific research. Okay, this is where the experiment was on. You can see all these gadgets and the electrodes and all. This was the minimum, first simplest experiment. So heart rate is checked through this electrodes put onto the heart. So what we did was, I did the Nirmal Kriya. So during the Nirmal Kriya and after the Nirmal Kriya, 49 healing breath Nirmal Kriya, many of you have been initiated, you know, what exactly happens to heart rate variability. That is what has been recorded here. You can see before Kriya, some zigzag things are there. That's where the mind is chattering, thinking. Kriya is done with a lot of concentration. You can see 7 rounds, you can easily count. Right? These 2 big peaks every time. Those are the 2 longer breaths that we do. And after the Kriya, you can see very silent zone. This is like a Kevali Kumbhak. And when you come out, the mind starts chattering. Again, the pulses have started coming. This is when I was talking. Okay. So this is the talking time, this is the talking time, and this is the silent time. This is called Kevali Kumbhak. Now, the scientific biomarker was what happens to the bioreceptor response. Okay, so these lines you see at the bottom, these vertical blue lines you see, that is called the bioreceptor response. So when a common man does a deep breathing, the deep breathing influences your bioreceptors. You can see the lines are more. In the normal breathing, the lines are less. In the deep breathing, rhythmic breathing you do, the lines are more. After that, lines are less. Okay, now see what happens. They wanted to know what is the difference between a common man and a yogi. So if you do certain yogic kriyas and your PVF is high, your vibrational frequency is high, what happens? So normal person, normal deep breathing and disease. You can see how is the response here. And when we do kriya, what is the response and what is the bioreceptor activity? You can see all the blue lines vertical. Very high response here, which means the body is like a child responding in a very proper manner. While you can see the normal person, very few lines at the bottom. Diseased person, extremely few lines. Okay, that is the indicative of the disease. There are certain things which cannot be measured directly. So there is an indirect response. That's how the scientists go about it, because there has to be some measurable parameter. So bioreceptor activity is something which is measurable. You can see this BRS, that is bioreceptor. Okay, so during the Nirmal Kriya, what happened to blood pressure, stroke volume, cardiac output, peripheral resistance, all these things were recorded. Post Nirmal Kriya, what happens? That is also recorded. You can see much smoother waveform, which means a very quiet state of being. And here is the baroreceptor sensitivity. You can see what exactly happens. You can see during the Kriya, especially at the end portion, the bioreceptor activity goes very high and then it spreads out. Especially when you are in a state of non-thinking. Okay, there is a gap in a way. But then again, this is also the Turiya avastha, and the bioreceptor activity is very, very high compared to the normal subject. And when you come out of Turiya, you start talking, you can see these high pulses are coming, which is basically the normal talking mind, chattering mind. Okay. So science is proving the state of non-thinking more or less through this experiment. And the scientists were there. Presentation was done by the scientists only in front of them, and they were very happy. So there was one more experiment done. That is about the swarayoga. What happens if you do kriya in Chandranadi? What happens if you do kriya in Suryanadi? So I put the cotton ball in the right nostril and put the left nostril on and did the kriya only with the left nostril, that is Chandra Nadi. And then that was recorded. And in another experiment, I did this kriya only with the Surya Nadi. The left nostril was fully blocked with the cotton ball. And what we saw, that results are better with Surya Nadi. You can see the waveforms are better with Surya Nadi. I'll show you the expanded view. Here it is. You can see post Chandra Nadi, post Surya Nadi. Post Surya Nadi response is much, much better. In every sense, all the parameters are much better after Surya Nadi. So this is the expanded view of Chandra Nadi. This is the expanded view of Chandra Nadi, and this is the Surya Nadi. You can see how beautiful rhythmic waveforms are. That is indicative of if you have right nostril on, you get into pranic dimension faster. This is the proof of it. That is why whenever a yogi sits in meditation or sits in the kriya yoga, first doing the kriya, you always sit in Ardha Padmasana with the right foot on. So when you sit in Ardha Padmasana and your right foot is on, automatically your Surya Nadi dominates naturally without doing anything. And your effect of kriya will be much better. This is exactly what has been proved by the science that I showed you right now. Okay. Let us progress further on the path. Few more things I will show you. Okay, so this is Surya Nadi effect. So Kriya effect and Swara Yoga, both the things were proven by this experiment. Okay, this is that Surya Nadi thing. Okay, so these are the parameters, and you can see one of the parameters scientists were interested in from 135 in Chandra Nadi. You can see Chandra Nadi and Surya Nadi 401. So how many times more better experience happens in Surya Nadi? This was the proof of it. Okay. The next experiment, this is during the experiment. After the experiment, I was checking exactly what they were doing. And baroreceptor sensitivity, they have many data. So for a normal people, you can see this is the data. This is the kind of a data they have. Hardly any baroreceptor activity, which means sensitivity of the body, baroreceptor very low. While they have recorded at various times, in my case, they saw that activity is very, very high. That makes a person more sensitive. The body is more sensitive. My entire body is extremely sensitive to different inputs. Okay, that is what is the meaning of this experiment. All right. So you saw that was in previous year, and now this is 17/11/2008. This was my second visit to them. They were interested. They invited me again. On their invitation, I went to the same university second time. They wanted to do much more elaborated experiments because they were very, very happy. They already had more than 10,000 people's data in their laboratory. And I was the only one data that was proving that this is possible. So they wanted to cross-check and they wanted to do bigger experiments. So on the 17th of November 2008, I went again to Sultan Qaboos University. This is the university entrance point. And this was a local guy. They wanted to do much more elaborate experiments. So it went on for almost 45 minutes. You can see this. He was putting all these electrodes and all. Process. At the end of the process, you can see so many electrodes were put. The brain, nostrils, even the snoring can be measured. If something happens at the mouth, some sound comes out, those are measured. There are mics here. And you can see this blood pressure, bit to bit recorder. And this what happened to heart, all these electrodes are there. And then all those wires are put into the computer through this. And then they made me sleep. And they also wanted me to do astral travel, and they wanted to record. Okay. So after that, they also put few more electrodes on the feet because astral travel recording is done by the feet movements. So you can see two extra electrodes were put here on the feet for astral travel activity. And 6 hours, okay, almost night, you can even see time. Almost for 6 hours the experiment was conducted, and these are the results. So awake and talking, this is a normal beta state. So when you're talking, all zigzag happening. Now this is awake, first step, but silent, not talking. You can see the waveforms have started streamlining. Breathing is pretty good. You can see eye movements, brain waves is EEG, electroencephalograph, okay? Then chin muscle, if any twitching is happening, ECG is there, leg movements is there, snoring sound is there, nasal airflow aspect, chest breathing, abdominal breathing, blood oxygen, that is SaO2, and heart rate and position. So many parameters, 32-bit recorder was there. All these things were happening all at a time. And the team of scientists was there, measuring it and watching it on the screen in the another room. So I was alone in this room, and there was a video camera above me. So they wanted to know what I'm doing. Okay, and the continuous recording, video recording was also going on. So this is the first jerk the scientists got. You can see this rolling eye movement is there, what is called as a dreamlike, okay, hypnagogic state. And the alpha waves are there, which alpha waves means person is fully aware, which means this rolling eye movement is happening and I'm aware. So this was the first step, that I'm not getting into the sleep unconscious. I'm getting into the sleep consciously. This was one of the points they wanted to prove, that how can you have consciousness in your sleep? How can you be aware and also sleeping at the same time? So this is the first level of it, that person can be sleeping and person can be conscious. It is called conscious sleep. In a way, when the deep sleep is there and the person is aware, that is called samadhi. So this is actually the first scientific proof of samadhi. You can see, be very watchful. I'll guide you. I'll show you everything. Those who are scientific minded, this is a rare experiment of its kind in the world. So this abdominal breathing was happening very rhythmically throughout, even when I was sleeping. That was another parameter they were interested in. They asked me, how do I have such nice bioreceptor activity? I said, it's because of my breathing. But he said, breathing, you can't be conscious. I said, there's a rhythm established in me. Even when I'm sleeping, my breathing goes in the same manner. I don't have to do anything. And that's what they wanted to cross-check. So you can see abdominal breathing is going on throughout, even when I'm entering the sleep. The next level of sleep after the alpha is a theta waves. Okay, theta waves is kind of a dream-like sleep, dreamy sleep. That is theta. Slow rolling eyes, which means theta waves are coming. Okay. And you can see, even then my rhythmic breathing goes on, which means I was aware, or even if not aware, my body was breathing in a rhythmic manner. Stage 2 sleep with snoring. Now you can see the snoring things were picking up sound. These are the sounds of snoring, which normally when you enter the sleep, little bit of snoring sound is there for everybody. Even if you are not snoring, when you enter the sleep, some snoring sound will be guaranteedly there. And that is what these sensors have picked up. And you can see this abdominal breathing going on very nicely, very rhythmically throughout. Stage 2 and 3 sleep. So this is a deeper sleep. You can see no eye movement, means cross through the theta level. It has come to the delta level, and this is the deep sleep. And you can see this abdominal breathing is still going on. Same rhythms, without any disturbance. Very sound sleep is happening. This is the deep sleep, delta, what we call it as a delta. Okay. Now, this was shocking to them. They came again to cross-check whether all the instruments are proper or not. This is the first time the Turiya state is recorded in the laboratory. Alpha waves are there, which means I'm into deep sleep and I'm fully aware. Alpha means awareness, and deep sleep is going on. This is a deep sleep state. So I was fully aware in the deep sleep, and this is what the machine was showing. And this is what they had never seen. In the deep sleep, you never get the alpha wave. So they came, they cross-checked whether all the electrodes are there, all the wires are put properly. And once again, they saw the same thing, which means machine was okay, but man was not okay. Man was doing something which was like rarity for them. So in the deep sleep state, fully awareness. That's what the alpha waves are there. That is called Turiya state, Turiya avastha. Purna jagrukta. Deep sleep mein Purna jagrukta. That is Turiya. Then again, the normal things with movements and all happened. And they wanted me to do astral travel. Okay, person came and we were about to complete. They said, can you do the astral travel? I said, with all these electrodes, it's difficult, but let me give it a try. So half an hour further, and they did record the leg jerk. Leg jerk is a phenomenon which is noticed when you move out astrally. Okay, so leg jerk was recorded. That's why they had put this electrodes on the feet, and they recorded the leg jerks. That is what is the astral travel. So REM alpha and theta mix as I was coming out, reverse way now. From delta to theta, theta to alpha, coming back normal. Okay. And they saw I was doing certain mudras. So they were interested in how the mudra vigyan, even mudra vigyan was checked. So I was doing two mudras. One was chin mudra, another was shunya mudra. Whenever I wanted to go into samadhi, I did shunya mudra. And you can see the result data. What happens with chin mudra, what happens with shunya mudra. Shunya mudra is far more powerful to get into the Turyavastha state of non-thinking. Normally we meditate with chin mudra, but I felt better with all the electrodes and all to get into meditation better with the shunya mudra. So shunya mudra results are better. Okay. So that was the experiment conducted at Sultan Qaboos University. This was the second experiment, much more larger. The experiment went on for more than 7 hours. So we entered the laboratory at 11 and I came out of laboratory after 6 o'clock. And when they removed those electrodes and all, they were very sticky gum taps and all. They pulled out a lot of my hairs. It was paining. Okay, so when they remove all that, it's quite lots of hair were lost from the body. So patches came out, you know, because the full night it was there and the electrodes and all. It was quite a difficult job. You see, even when you are comfortable and if your child is making some sound, you may be disturbed in meditation. With so many electrodes and processes going on, and to demonstrate in front of a team of scientists for 6 hours, this kind of meditative state was a difficult job. But they were all happy, and all of them, without fail, they became my disciples. And then they introduced Kriya and meditation in hospital. And they made certain simpler kriyas for compulsory for all the heart patients. And they're saying that the heart rate variability and the baroreceptor activity actually improved in the patients. So they asked me whether this is only for the yogis. I said, no, I'm an ordinary person and anybody who does will get benefited. You can also do. So will my patient be benefited? I said, yes. So they started teaching certain kriyas to patients. And they saw that the patients improved in a big way. So they have done similar experiments on some of their patients, and they saw that this is true. Anybody who does kriya, I'm not an extraordinary person. I'm just doing the kriya regularly. That's all. So anybody who does the kriya, that is 49 healing breath, Nirmal kriya, and 6-step dhyan, all the people will get the same result. Okay, I'm an ordinary grasti person, nothing very speciality about me. But I got this knowledge from Babaji and I implemented. So anybody who implements this knowledge will get good results. There is no doubt about it. This is scientifically proven. Okay. I will just show you a little bit about the next and then we will give you we'll have the question answer. Okay. I'm not going to share screen because it's a very, very long presentation. So 49 healing breath Nirmal Kriya research at International Institute of Sleep Science. This was at Mumbai, California, Thane. Okay, all 3 places it happened. 53 qualified participants, 48 days pre and post readings. This was a huge research. And this is my also the PhD research on which I got my PhD. So this is little complex. I'll just show you a few things because discussing takes a lot of time. It took almost a year to understand what this report is, because this was a little, but this is something that everybody will understand. Heart rate variability. There is one graph. Yeah, this is something which is understandable by all. Heart rhythms can affect how we feel. See, when person is frustrated, the rhythm is something like this. And when you are appreciated, you feel good. The rhythm is something like this. When you are feeling loud, you are feeling appreciated, you're feeling good, the rhythm is, this is natural. You can see from the waveform, they are two different. So this is uneasy feeling, this is good feeling. Now, when you do Kriya and meditation, automatically you will come to the second level. That is what is called good heart rate variability. So you don't need other person's appreciation. If you do Kriya, you feel happy. Your rhythm will be that is of a love and appreciation. Okay. So many people complain, I'm not getting enough love from my people around. People are not appreciating me. Okay. You don't have to worry. You don't need to expect. You just do Kriya and meditation and you come to that state. That's a fantastic thing. Okay. On your own, you can come to that state. All right. So there was one more experiment. This was the largest one. 25 people at our center participated. This was purely on Kriya, on aura and chakra. And one more time we invited the same setup, all the scientists, and on 20 people. So total 25 plus 20, 45 people. So you can see aura measurement was done before Kriya, after Kriya. So we noticed what is the difference in aura before Kriya, after Kriya. So this is the full body aura. You can see it has shifted to higher level. Indigo means third eye. So here all the chakras are open. Indigo is less, which means third eye is less open. Maybe the person is operating from the heart chakra. So green is dominating. After Kriya, third eye is dominating because the aura is more of indigo. And you can see Sahasrara chakra here little bit open, here fully open. Which means when you do Kriya, sit vertical, the energy goes up. The upper chakras open up and the fine tuning of the chakras happen. You can see here Muladhara is disturbed. Here Muladhara is fine tuned. Swadhisthana chakra fine tuned. Manipur here is disturbed. This is fine tuned. Anhat is overexcited. Here it is fine tuned. Overexcited Anhat makes you emotional. You can see this person talks a lot. Corporate executive. So throat chakra very, very disturbed. You can see after Kriya it has fine tuned to a great level. Third eye has improved. Sahasrara has increased maximum because the energy has gone up. So upper chakras are opened up and fine tuned. This is how you can see your aura and chakra with the machine. So what is the size of the aura? 40% on the scale of 0 to 100. After Kriya, it became 70%, which means your aura has increased. Strengthening of the aura happens. And each chakra measurements are done. You can see the lower chakras, they reduced. Energy goes out, they get fine-tuned. And upper chakras, you can see especially Sahasrara, which was on a scale of 0 to 100, it was 0 to 20. It has gone to 0 to 40, which means Sahasrara chakra is fine-tuned and open up more. So energy has gone upward. You can see mind, body, spirit. The blue color, light blue is spirit, which was less, only 30% after Kriya. The effect of spirit is like 85. This is how your spiritual quotient is measured by the software. Of course, these are all simulated, but they are very meaningful simulations. So in a way, they are giving you the quantification of your state of mind, body, spirit. This is very much possible through software. So you can see this state of mind, body before and after. It's like a pointer that is showing you. And these are the energy levels. You see, when I say your vibrational energy goes up, it's measurable in this machine. You can see this 600,000 or so average, 600,000 to 700,000. It has gone almost to 1,500,000. And all, you can see this intuitive energy, mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, all energies. So you become energetic at all the levels. This is what the proof is. How much? Almost double. So if you say 700,000, if you go to 1,400,000, that is double. It's almost 1,500,000, more than double. You feel vibrancy. You know, somebody has asked the question, I felt vibrancy. What does it mean? Here is the proof. Your energy levels are going up. That's why you are feeling vibrant. Okay. So this is Guruma's. She also participated. I also participated. 45 people data is there. Kalyani was also there. Our daughter, she also participated that time. So total 45 people data in this that proves that Kriya and meditation works. A lot of scientists were also there. Even they improved in a big way. Pranam Guruji, thank you for being available and discussing Shaktipat. After a beautiful session the other day, I have some questions for tonight's session. What are the signs of high PVF during Kriya and meditation? I have showed you. Your software tells you all these things, okay, measurable. I have trouble getting full benefit from Shaktipat even though I am adopting all the guidelines for diet, rest, behavior and being as clean and sattvic as possible. Also, when I meditate, I notice that my back sometimes moves suddenly like a jolt. What does that mean? How can Shaktipat be transmitted through YouTube replay compared to live transmission? I would very much appreciate your thoughts and guidance. Okay, Krishna Patel, one by one. See, you say you are taking care of diet, rest, behavior and all. There are a lot more things. Your attitudes. Have you looked into that? Have you looked into your blind spots? Have you looked into your conditionings, childhood conditioning, societal conditionings? Have you looked into your belief system? There are so many things which are influencing. Okay, so all those things are influencing your PVF. So body is the beginning. You have to take care of a diet, sattvic diet and all that, but your belief system, your attitudes, your blind spots, so many things are influencing. So it takes time to get grip on that, and almost a year is required for that. Okay, so I have a 1-year program where systematically I guide and guaranteedly the PVF increases. Okay, the back jolt, that is happening. You see, some stress is released. So when the stress is released from the body moves, shakes up. So that shaking up is basically to release the stress. This is proved in laboratory. Okay, so the perfect answer. How can Shaktipat be transmitted through YouTube replay compared to the live transmission? There's a difference, slight difference is there. In live transmission, when you're, even right now, if your video is on, and if I look at you, okay, Drashti Shaktipat. Through the eyes, if I look at you, your vibrational rate goes high. That is one way. So that will be there only in live meeting. It will be missing from the YouTube video, because YouTube video anybody will see anytime. I'm not looking at them. But if they look into my eyes, that was the second part of the experiment, which they will be able to do. So those who are in the recipient mode in the YouTube, they will be able to get it. At least 50% effects will be there in the YouTube video as well. Okay, this is scientifically proven with more than 350 people's feedback by now. Lot of feedback has come to me because we were systematically doing this research whether we can record the Shaktipat, and that recorded video also gives Shaktipat. Yes, answer is yes, 50%, average 50%. Some sensitive people got even better results. Okay, some people did not get result, 10% result you can say, but everybody experienced something. Okay, so average 50% result will come in recorded video also. Pranam Guruji, grateful for your divine love and guidance. Is the tingling sensation that was enhanced during Shaktipat is related to the increased awareness to our prana? Your pranic level is increased. So when you cross 465 hertz, that is where you start feeling tingling. Okay, that is a scientific model. Does that mean we tune into our pranamaya kosha? 100% guaranteedly. You touch upon the pranamaya kosha, only then you get into that tingling sensation. Also, since we were expressing our gratitude and love to expand our energy, does that mean we also tune into Manomaya Kosha? Yes, for sure. You transcended Manomaya Kosha during the meditation. Can you please speak to us about the Koshas and Shaktipat? You pass through all the Kosha, come to the Anandmaya Kosha. That's where that Sachidanand Ananda Swarup, you feel joyful. That is what is the 600 frequency. 500 is love, 540 is unconditional love, 600 is joy. You are touching upon your Anandamaya Kosha, and that is why you are feeling joyful. All right. Thank you. Then Ram 1080 is asking, is aloof attention good enough to get to the higher state? No, there are lots of things. Only aloof attention will not help. Of course, it is the major thing that helps, but your food, your behavior, your sex life influences a lot, and attitudes, blind spots, belief system, conditioning, different types of conditioning, all that is important. Aloof stand is the master key. You will understand all this if you practice attention for a longer duration. Okay. Is sitting in Padmasana important? I just showed you the presentation. Ardha Padmasana is ideal. Full Padmasana becomes Dukhasana after some time for some of us. Okay. Ardha Padmasana is good enough. I get a little back pain when I sit continuously. Yeah, you need to train yourself by doing yogasana, pranayama and all. Your body has to be good. I hope all the questions are answered on the group. Let me cross check. Yes, that was the end. Now I'll answer the questions in the chat box. Okay, first one is asking, Guruji, many times I sleep at night where I feel I have not slept at all, but I wake up fresh. Is that conscious sleeping? If you are consciously sleeping, you will not ask because you know. So I have laboratory proven. So if you know, you don't ask. If you're asking, means you're sleeping. But you're good sleep, so you're feeling fresh. That's great. If you're aware, you know you are sleeping. See, for example, when I enter the conscious sleep, I know I snore sometimes, and I'm listening to the snoring. If I'm not snoring, that also I'm aware. If I'm snoring, that also I'm aware. If the dream comes, I'm aware. If the dream is not there, also the awareness is there. If the awareness is there, you don't need to ask. Okay. See, many spiritual seekers have come to me. All many different master seekers. Now I don't meet people because it's a wastage of time. You know, one gentleman came from Hyderabad, Guruji, I got enlightened. Okay. By being with such and such master, but that master is not available to talk to me, so I came to meet you because I'm available. Okay. I said, fine, sit down, have a cup of tea, let's discuss. Fellow was 100% hallucinating. He had a dream that he got enlightened. Now, many people are dreaming of enlightenment, you see. Okay. There was another person in our group who went to Peru, and the Peru, they have some retreats where they give you some hallucinating drink. So if you drink that, you feel you are enlightened. And then after that, it never comes back. It was the effect of the drink, not your enlightenment. See, people are wasting all the money and time in that hallucinating drugs. Let me tell you my research. I have actually met more than 100 Babas in Himalaya. I call them Chilumwala Baba. Do you know? That is Chilumwala Baba. Chilumwala Baba and then Peruwala drug belong to the same category. Understand this. Okay. If you are aware, you don't ask or seek of approval of anybody. You don't need to talk to anybody. If you are unaware, if you are hallucinating, then you need the help of others. What is the difference between kriyayoga and shaktipat? Oh, you should learn kriyayoga. You should know what is shaktipat. Difference is kriyayoga is a systematic procedure of increasing your PVR. Shaktipat is master's grace. Just by in the presence of the master, master helps you to increase your PVR. That is the difference. Saurabh is asking, Guruji, this is amazing insight. I'm also curious to know if there are experimentation on chanting. I have not done experimenting on chanting because chanting is the state of mind. Okay. I have done experiments on state of no mind, meditation. So there's a big difference there. But you can do the experiments on chanting, before chanting, after chanting, see what happens. Okay. I have not done, so I can't tell you. Okay, the next question, Guruji Pranam. Is karmakshalan a one-time process of unburdening all karma entanglement, or it's a progressive? It is very much progressive process, my dear friend. There is nothing like you take one tablet and you are out. No, nothing of that sort. Because you are building the karma daily. We are creating new karma every day. And you are deleting some old karma. Little bit of it. So your karmic sanchit kitty goes on increasing. So a lot more efforts are necessary. Okay, don't believe anybody. You just did one kriya in the ocean and all our karma gone. No, nothing of that sort happens. Okay, but it is useful. Some karma delete happens. Okay, when you do it for years together, and it does happen. Okay, if you read autobiography of a yogi, Swami Yogananda has given the calculations, 2 full pages calculations of how kriya deletes the karma, how many kriyas you need to do so that the karma related happens, how many years of karma, how many past births you have, and how many kriyas will be necessary. All that calculations are done very systematically. It's very useful calculation. Read that, you will understand. It's a proper process. Okay, and my scientific experiment proves that. It's a process which needs to be done repeatedly for years together. Slowly, you will come out of your karma. Saying, does Shaktipat once given by Guru stay permanently with us or does it fade away? It fades away. So it's a prasad you get little bit. Test milta hai thoda sa. You're getting a test and that's gone. But that test tells you how is the test of the sweet. So you know the test of it. Okay. See, if it stays with the people, I'll be happy to give it to everybody all over the world. But let me tell you, it doesn't stay. It's just a glimpse. You have to earn it. You know, master is mithai wala shop. You get a little test of it. You get a sample. But you have to open the mithai wala shop to be permanent into it. Okay. See, I got this sample from my master. Over a period of time, I mastered it, and then I opened my own mithai wala shop. So I'm giving a little bit of test to all of you. Unless you open your shop and be fully into it, permanency is a very, very far away thing. Nevertheless, you got the glimpse, you know what it is. So now at least you will not get carried away by all the halagulla that happens on the social media. Okay. See, once I went to South India, in that Nadi Patti came out that I will have many disciples and all the disciples will be spreading the knowledge. And today that prophecy has become true. All my disciples are spreading knowledge by forwarding the messages on WhatsApp. So there are many graduates from WhatsApp University. They are only doing forwarding from here to there. They don't have their own experience. See, recently, just 3 days back also, through one of my friends, one person wanted to meet and discuss his own enlightenment experience with me in USA. I said, no, I'm not interested. If you had the experience, you don't need to discuss. If you are doubtful, you want to discuss, which means you never had. So why to waste time? The best thing is go to laboratory, get it checked. Enlightenment can be proven in laboratory. Now all the setups are in USA, the setups are easily available. So many. I posted the address of one nearby where I'm staying now. So it's very easy, don't hallucinate. If you feel that you have some major spiritual breakthrough, go to laboratory, see your aura chakra, see your brainwaves. Everything is possible to see with the machine. Okay. You don't need to discuss with anybody. I will say discuss, if at all you want to discuss with your master who can guide you, because all the paths are different. Okay. If you are under the guidance of a master, you discuss with the only master, your master, not anybody else, because every path is different and it can be quite confusing for a seeker. See, my path is 100% scientific. मैं कोई भी कही सुनी बातों को नहीं मानता हूं. मैं 100% साइंटिस्ट आदमी हूं. I don't believe in any hearsay. I'm a 100% scientist and I believe only in my experimentation and nothing else. I listen to many masters, okay? I'm grateful to all of them, but I don't believe in them. Okay. So I think you are on a very solid footing when you adopt to scientific spirituality and you are able to prove. That's a very big thing. All right. How very Shaktipat received? Is it received all the chakras? It is received at the chakras. Is it received at the different chakras in accordance with the recipient inherent tendency? If you are focusing on chakra, you may feel so, but actually Shaktipat is increasing your PVF. You see, when we see aura chakra on the screen, when the Shaktipat is received or you are raising a frequency, the lower chakras fine-tune, energy goes to the upper chakra, which is proof of Kundalini awakening. Your Kundalini is rising up and clearing up the chakra path. So it's not a specific chakra. you are vibrating high. That is the meaning of Shaktipat. All right. Hope you understood, because this is a holistic process. You see, with a limited mind, you focus on chakras. That is okay, passing phase. Nothing wrong in that. But that's not it. Holistically, your PVF goes high, and that is the real Shaktipat. Does Kriya slow down aging process? I am doing research right now on blue zones, and in India, before Corona, I gave a 3-day workshop on this process. Okay, let's just last 2 minutes, Saurabh. No more questions. I'll give it to Guruma for 5 minutes, winding up. You see, in my young days, I came across some books, Immortal Yogi, okay, Science of Immortality. So I purchased all those books, 8-10 books I have in my library. So all those were claiming that they are immortal and all. And one person was Leonard Orr from USA. So I got all his manuals. He had not printed the book, but I got his manuals. So when I contacted them, okay, they were not existing, they died. 6 of them. One fellow was alive. So I said, I want to meet him. And we invited him. His name is Leonard Orr. He's a great scientist from USA, kriyayogi, under the Babaji only. And we really tuned well. So we arranged for his program in Chembur, and he taught some kriyas and all that time. He was promoting in USA in a big way, rebirthing process. That's his brand name of kriya. You know, in USA, even the kriyas are branded. They are copyrighted, which in India, we never do that. So this man was talking of physical immortality. I got interested. And when I contacted next time, he was also gone. So my dream of physical immortality learning is incomplete. Slowing down of the aging process, for sure. Physical immortality, I'm doubtful. Okay, all those people who claim have died. Last was Leonard Orr, a scientist from USA. Very popular. You can Google it. All right. So that answers all the questions. Over to Guruma.
So lots of questions were coming. The first thing, that Shaktipat. At cellular level, the vibrancy is increasing. Your cells, if you are put into ultrasound cleaner, what will happen? The dirt that is collected when we put any ornament in the ultrasound cleaner, the dirt accumulated by that ornament goes on getting released. The same way in Shaktipat, when you are tuned to the master's high energy, high vibrancy, which is coming in the form of light and love, both, it has both those components. So you start vibrating at higher frequency, and all the dirt which you have collected over the past so many years, that goes on getting released, and the cells start vibrating at pure frequency which they are supposed to vibrate. Doing the kriya also does the same thing. When you do kriya, what Guruji was explaining, the bioreceptor activity, it's in the Vishuddhi chakra. So what happens is surrounding, you're sensing the body conditions, you're sensing the surrounding conditions, and immediately the corrective action has to be done. For example, you are in Himalayan region. The temperature is very high, very low, and very cold region. So there your body needs to correct immediately, otherwise you will catch cold. Wearing more warm clothing does not help, because body senses, oh, the weather is warm inside, and actually the surrounding is very cold. But you have seen those yogis who remain naked in the Himalayan region and they maintain their body very well. How does that happen? The body gets the signal that this is the environment to which you are supposed to get tuned and adjusted. When that happens, your Surya Nadi will start. Surya Nadi is heater of your body. So when that heater starts, automatically the body temperature will come back to 98.5, 98.6 Fahrenheit or 37 degrees, whatever is the regular body temperature. So you don't need any, and these are experiments we have done in Himalayas. I used to take groups of children for trekking, and when all these things were given to them, even the children also didn't need any external aids to maintain their temperatures. If you go to the desert of Kutch, we are from Kutch. So if we go to the desert of Kutch, temperatures are 47-50. There you start your Chandranadi, your cooler principle. The temperature comes back to normal. So these are the yogic processes with which you can maintain everything that is there. And when you are in what abdominal breathing Guruji showed, when you are in that rhythm of cosmic breathing, which is 3:2, 3 counts of inhalation, 2 counts of exhalation. And in that also, 12 breaths per minute is called as the cosmic rhythm. So there is a universal breathing rhythm, and it's like there is a rider who is riding on a horse, and there are 5 more riders. Our subtle bodies are like 5 riders riding on the horse. So if they all are aligned and they move with the universal rhythm, the mental body, the emotional body, pranic body, they all will be aligned and they'll be moving with the universal rhythm. So there will be a complete harmony in all the koshas. And when that happens, they'll be connected to the universal energy. And that is what is the process which brings back the harmony in the entire system. That's what happens when we do kriya. We are increasing prana, and when we do meditation, during meditation, that energy is getting distributed all over, and wherever the need is, body intelligence knows where the energy is needed, and body intelligence sends it wherever needed, and the corrections happen. That is done by bioreceptors, sensing and distributing the energy. How fast the body can do it, that fast the rhythm can be re-established, that fast the harmony can be re-brought. So wonderful tool of Kriya Yoga given by Sri Mahatar Babaji, and presently, currently, the Guru who is guiding us, Yogiraj Amarjyoti ji from Himachal Pradesh. Nobody knows his age. It is said he is more than 200 years, he is more than 300 years. Nobody knows. In fact, if you look at him, you don't come to know his age. He was initiated with Sai Baba in Kriya Yoga, and he talks about many things which have happened 200 years back to 50 years back, and as if it has happened now, that way he tells. So yes, longevity is there. That's the proof we have experienced through Gurudev, Yogiraj Amarjyoti ji, who was very much there and who very much connects to people. You can go to Palampur ashram and you can meet him. In fact, he is visiting USA. He has landed in LA just now. So he will be in USA and Canada for next 2 months. So all these live masters, we go to Himalayas to meet the masters. And when you see these, they are very much in the human frame. And being in the human frame also, if they can attain to all these higher possibilities which are there, we to get inspired that yes, for us also it's possible, and that keeps you onto the path. That's why we decided that all this Himalayan knowledge should come to the modern man. I asked Babaji, Yogiraj Amarjyoti, we called him Baba. So I asked him, why did you first put us in the electronics? Because we both are electronics engineers running electronic industry for so many years. I said, why did we waste our life in electronics when such interesting things are there? He said, to learn electronics, you need to know the systems, basically how everything functions, and that scientific system learning happened in electronics. Nothing goes waste. Now you are into electronics. So all these things, whatever we learn, we are evolving through everything. But ultimately, all these things have to be aligned to only one single purpose, and that is knowing yourself, getting tuned to the cosmic energy and becoming one with it, merging into it. All other things which are just the itching of the mind should be dropped. Dadaji, I had asked Dadaji one question. When I had first astral experience, I went to him and I asked him. Dada Gawand is another guru. Dada Gawand and Yogiraj Amarjyoti ji, they have contributed personally in my life immensely. So I asked Dadaji, I had this, I saw a bird, beautiful, vibrant colors, and those colors are not seen in this physical world, So was it an astral experience? And he had a roaring laughter, which was his way, And he said, hmm? You had an astral experience? So I said, but was it astral? So he answered in beautiful way. He said, if I say it was an astral experience, your ego will feel, oh, I am above everybody. I'm having an astral experience. And if I say no, yourself knows that it was a different experience. It was an higher experience. So yourself tells you that yes, it was a different experience. It had increased your vibrancy and it had taken you to a higher level. So in either case, me saying yes or no, whether I'm endorsing your state or whether I'm negating or rejecting your state, both these things are not going to be beneficial for you. And ultimately, it's an experience. Unless you transcend all the experiences, you don't settle into no mind because you're expecting something. That expectation is a thought. So the mind has to become completely silent and the vibrancy has to go to highest state wherein every cell starts dancing like Nataraj. And when every cell is having that dance of Nataraj, in that state, the enlightenment happens. So with all this scientific presentation, you have the modern mind wants proof, that does it really happen so? So with this presentation, you've got the proof that there is somebody who has submitted oneself into the laboratory so that the modern man's quest can be fulfilled. It's very difficult to go through these experiments and prove these things in the laboratory. Guruji did that for the modern man. And at the same time, go to Himalayas, we learn from the masters, and all that is getting converted into workshop format, charts, and is made available to the modern man with the grace of the masters. That's the job which masters have put us onto. So we wound up our business in 2007. We were having electronics factory. We ran it for 23 years, but we wound up everything in 2007. And after that, we are onto the master's mission of spreading this knowledge and inspiring more and more seekers to walk on this pure path so that the ultimate experience for which we have taken birth in this human body can be had by everyone. In this very mortal frame, immortality can be experienced. Let with the Master's blessing, this purpose be served for everybody. Thank you so much for joining in this meeting and keep doing whatever you've learned. Whatever is mundane, let it get dropped because that is not going to serve any purpose. Focus onto the pure nectar of silence, love, and bliss. Satchit Anand. If we are focused onto that, rest all the things will go. So let's end the session with Shaktipat. I hope all of you have got something which will keep you onto the path in through today's session. So we'll chant Shaktipat and request to the masters that let every life which comes around us be touched by this purity, by this radiance that they are bestowing us with. Love, light, radiance, and purity. Masters are all the time blessing us with all these things. All this is to see that we also have bliss, completely blissful moments in our life, and everyone who comes around also can be touched by that bliss and joy. Om Sarvesham Swastirbhavatu Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Let there be all auspiciousness all the time in everyone's life. Thanks to Guruji that those who wanted Shaktipat experience, he also gave experience, and those whose scientific minds wanted the explanations, he also took out time to give that explanation. Immense is the compassion of the masters and the grace of the masters, Sri Mahotar Babaji, Yogiraj, and all the masters of Guru Mandala. There remains grace. With that, let us commit that we will keep walking on this path with purity. Thank you.